Hey, what's going on, everybody? If you feel like every time you are trying to sing higher in your range, you feel like you're hitting a ceiling, you feel like you start having to strain and squeeze, and that your voice is just not going up there easily. If that's happening to you, today I want to give you a few tips and ideas that can help you start breaking through that ceiling so you can start singing higher notes with more ease and power and freedom. So the first thing I want to show you is something I've done for years with myself and also with my clients, but I've never shown here on YouTube because y'all are going to think I'm crazy. But truly, just try this out, see what you think. Because here's the thing, one thing I notice for people who have a ceiling in their voice is even in their falsetto, they typically are tight and they typically are strained. They're kind of, they're trying to like push to get up there instead of just, letting the voice tip up into the head very easily. If you don't have an idea of where that pathway is, then it's all good. You just have to find it. So this is kind of crazy, but it works. What I want you to do is you're going to take your hands like this and you're going to shake so that your jaw starts to shake like this. Okay? And then you're going to slide up very easily up into falsetto. I told you, y'all were going to think I'm crazy. But truly, try that out. I bet you that will free up your falsetto. You're not going for a full voice when you do it. Just let it tip on up there easily. Also, disclaimer, don't do this for long periods of time. If you have TMJ, if you have any neck problems, maybe you shouldn't try this. I don't want you getting headaches. I don't want you hurting yourself. And you're not shaking hard. It's very gentle, and the jaw just goes, like if you're driving in a car and you go over a bump, it's like that. Once you start kind of getting that pathway memorized and that falsetto opening up and feeling easy, then what I want you to start paying attention to is keeping your throat relaxed and open. Because another thing that I notice with people who tend to have a ceiling, their voice doesn't like to go up, is their throat closes down and gets really tight on them as they're trying to sing higher. Let's do a little experiment here. If you whisper for me and just say, like you're just saying, hey, how's it going? Well, when you do that, it's not uncomfortable because you're whispering, but your larynx does come high and your throat is narrowing. And that is not an amazing shape for when you start singing higher. It's tempting to try to fix a problem with another problem and just try to shove your larynx down and get this kind of Darth Vader-like sound. But that's an issue because then your tongue is just coming back and down. Types of sounds. Like I feel like there's a better way. Remember this, y'all. When you have a hammer, everything is a nail. And if you never knew what a hammer was, sometimes a rock will do. So if you can avoid these two pitfalls of and just go for a nice, comfortable, low-pitched whisper that sounds like this. It's similar to if you're warming your hands when it's cold. You can imagine you're gargling air. Or you can cock your head back and imagine you're drinking the air in. And then whisper through that shape. So then once you find the shape, that's a nice relaxed open throat there, then just phonate through that space. Yeah. Now, I want you to keep it bright and ringy in the back. Don't jam the brightness out front. I understand why people do that, but when you jam the brightness out front, you tend to close the throat. When you keep the brightness in the back, you keep a lower pitch to that first resonance, which is a good indication that the throat is nice and relaxed and open. Okay, so these are kind of like the prerequisites before we start trying to go up higher in our range, which we're going to do now. The last two things that I want to mention to you are, one, you need to know that when you sing up higher in the range, the voice is going to go up into your head. It's got to go up in your head. And one way to facilitate that, one really amazing way, is using some sort of emotional affect. So one that I've been playing around with lately, there's tons of them, but one I've been using lately is if you were a kid and you lost your dog and you were scared and you were sad at the same time. Have you seen my dog? You're like running around posting up flyers, everywhere. Where's my dog, right? Okay, like this. Okay. So you really got to act, you really got to go for that. But those emotional affects really help the vocal cords get out of just speech register and get more into a thinner, easier place. So then what I want you to do is take all these things and then just inflect that voice on up. Yeah! 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 Okay, so that voice is popping up into my head. It feels very easy. I don't feel like I'm hitting a ceiling at all. And I don't feel like I'm pushing or reaching for it. I feel like it just goes on up there. Something right. Okay, so if you're going to sing a melody up there in the same place, you have to keep that voice on up in the head. Yeah, something right. If you just keep it on up there, remember, when you keep the voice up in the head, it's like full voice in your head is a way you can think of it. It's not falsetto. It's not falsetto. I mean, there's fullness in there, okay? But it's like full voice up in the head, but if it stays up in the head, it takes the pressure off of the vocal cords. And then you don't feel like you have a ceiling. Then you feel like you can go through. Now, here's the thing. These concepts and ideas and tips I'm giving you today should just be nuggets of information that you're adding to your routine that you already have. Maybe from a voice teacher, maybe from a course. If you don't have a course yet, I made one for you. It's called Mixed Voice Masterclass. It's my life's work thus far on how to build and develop an amazing usable mixed voice. That's going to take you through all the exercises you need to do on the daily basis so that your vocal cords are capable of doing these things. If you want to check that out, I have a link down below. But that being said, the major key to your better voice is you. For things to change for you, you have to change. For things to get better, you have to get better. Look, I'm all about affirmations, and I use them myself, and I think you should too. But I also know this: affirmation without discipline is the beginning of delusion. I just want to remind some of you out there of this. Like, at some point, enough is enough. And you must either modify your dreams or magnify your skills. So if you are unwilling to modify those dreams, come on now. It's time to magnify those skills. And you can do it. You got to be smart and you got to be disciplined. But you can do it. I know you can do it. Dawson Church says, you'll grasp just how powerful you really are and how capable you are of creating change by simply changing your mind. I think some of you, and I know me too at points, but I think some of you are caught up in here of, oh, what is this person going to think of me? What if I fail? What if I succeed and I don't like it? All these things, right? Man, sometimes you just got to dig down deep and do the thing that you feel called to do. And just be obedient to that little small voice in your head and in your heart. I hope you liked this video today. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, come on, join the family, hit subscribe, and you'll be notified when I release more videos just like this one. Until next time.